Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at Dungeon Bowl to see if the rules and the contents of this new box set are worth the price. I was really hoping that Dungeon Bowl would be, at the very worst case, the same price as the second season edition of Blood Bowl. But we found out now that the price for Dungeon Bowl is going to be £95. So this is coming in at a lot more, £10 more. And even with the price increases lately, I really didn't see it coming in at that much. And when you compare it to Blood Bowl, you're not getting quite as much for your money, even with that discount. You know, if you can get up to 20% with your local game store or the online retailers, it's still going to be quite expensive at £76. Personally, that's way too much for me, so I'll be giving this box set a miss, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to it, but it's just too much money. But this might be in your budget and something that you're excited to add to your collection. So I thought we could take a look at the most recent article and have a look at all the different contents of the box, and then go through the rules and some of the key features of the game, just to see if this is something you would like to add to your collection. And during the Dungeon Bowl reveal, we got to see the contents of the box and the teams up close, but we didn't get to see exactly what those different elements of the game would bring to it. But in this video, we can go through that article and get up to speed to see exactly what these little treasure chests and tokens are going to do for the game. But here you can see you've got all the tiles laid out, you've got the dugouts, the measuring gauges that we're used to seeing, and the dice. And these are going to be the same gauges and dice that we're used to for Blood Bowl. And then the teams, we've got two, and these are from the College of Shadow. This is the first team, and this is made up with some existing models that you can pick up from the Dark Elves team and the Skaven team. So now they're taking some of the sprues from each of those sets and putting them together in this. So they're not new miniatures. I thought they were going to be new at first, but I was mistaken. They're from existing sets. Same goes for the other team, the College of Fire team, which are going to be made up of ogres and dwarfs. So you've got a nice selection here. I mean, the miniatures are really great, and I think they've picked some really nice ones from those different teams. So if you're new to the game or you don't have these, I think this is going to be really fun to add to the collection and fun to paint up as well. Now let's jump onto that article, and I'll just pick out some of the key points from it just to bring us up to speed so you know exactly what to expect. And don't forget, you can order this game or pre-order it on Saturday. So if you pre-order this Saturday, then it'll be for collection or delivery the following Saturday. And this isn't the first time we've seen Dungeon Bowl. Apparently it was out in 1989 with the first release. So it's certainly not a new concept, been around a while, but there may be some little twists and some streamlining that's gone in as far as the rules are concerned. The core rules for Dungeon Bowl are going to come from Blood Bowl, so if you're familiar with that, you're going to get a really good understanding of how the basic rules apply. But there are some unique rules to this, as it is played underground. So there's going to be some additions here, such as you can throw the ball against the wall, and then you can have a ricochet pass. You can also teleport between magical portals, and that must be these blue tokens that you can see on the board. And there's even the ability to heal players. It tells us in the article there's a literal magical sponge that you can use to do that. Setting up the dungeon is also going to be different. You've got these dungeon tiles and little connectors that you can assemble in different ways. And so the idea, it tells us in the article, is that you work with your opponent to generate a play area before then tossing a coin to determine each player's starting position. So there's a little bit of strategy, a little bit of risk included here, as you can set the dungeon up in a certain way, hoping that you win that coin toss and get a better position at the start. So that could be quite fun, and certainly if you don't get that starting position that you want, then that setup would have been in vain, and I think that can all add to the craziness of this game. This next part sounds really fun. It tells us that each room is going to have unique rules to play in the game. And the examples they share for us, the first one tells us that when making an armour roll in the armoury, you'll get a +1 modifier, and that's to represent your player clobbering the opponent with one of the weapons that they find lying around. And the second example tells us that if you're in the Dragon Youngling's lair, you'll be knocked down on a 5+, causing a turnover if your player is carrying the ball. So when you have lots of different tiles like this with different rooms, and if you spread out all your players all over the place, this is going to be quite fun. There's going to be lots of things to take into account and also add to your tactics and strategy. Now we're on to the dungeon terrain, and it's interesting here because it tells us in the article that in addition to the iconic spike ball and 26 miniatures that represent the colleges of fire and shadow, the set includes dungeon terrain in the form of these 6 portals and treasure chests. Now, I only counted 16 miniatures from the images we've seen so far, but it does say there's 26 miniatures here for the players representing both the colleges. So there is going to be more players than we've seen in the pictures so far. So that certainly might influence a decision whether or not you pick this up for your collection. You're going to get more miniatures than perhaps we initially thought. So missed that totally before, only from the images that were provided. It certainly hasn't stated that as far as I can see. And so there is going to be more in this potentially than we thought at the beginning. So I'm looking forward to Saturday to really having a look at the contents of this box from the Games Workshop website, just to see exactly what's included. But these 3D terrain pieces are really nice, and I think these are going to work well in the game, and you could use these in other games as well, so these are good. It's always nice to have these little features that you can bring in from different games. We can see on the main picture of the game that some of these chests are open, some are closed, so not sure if the lids are loose. I think one of the images there indicates that you can take these lids on and off, so that would be good, because then you could put other little things inside it, which I think would be really fun. Now we're on to team recruitment, and I did a little video about the different colleges following a previous article that they just put out for a bit of fun, just to kind of give you an idea of which college kind of performs in a certain way. So one would be more fast, one would be a bit more resilient, and one would kind of be in the middle of the rows, pretty good at everything. So now it's nice to see that there's going to be a bit more information here, and this is going to give us an idea of how we can start to build our team rosters. So this is really great to see. And so here you can see they've given us 2 examples, College of Death and College of Beasts. So this could be taken from the book, perhaps. So this is a bit more solid than that previous article where they just went through like a fun kind of piece that looked at the different colleges. This is really looking at which players you can include now in your roster. So you can see for the College of Death, you've got the linemen 0 to 16 and the 2 different ones you can choose, skeleton and zombie. And for your runners, you've only got the ghoul runner. Blitzers, you've got the Wraith or the White Blitzer. Blockers is the Flesh Golem. Big guys is the Mummy. And then for the College of Beasts, it lays out all the ones. The big guys looks great. You can have the Minotaur, Croxigore, Rat Ogre or Bloodspawn. So it looks like we're getting lots of different players from lots of different teams there, which I think is really fun. So that's us up to date now with all the new info for Dungeon Bowl, and I hope you've enjoyed the video and it's given you an idea of what you might expect. But I'm surprised to see that 26 players are going to be included, so I really want to see that on Saturday to find out exactly how many we're going to get for each team. But I still think for the price here, this is way too much for this, certainly for me personally. Blood Bowl for £85 was such a great deal. You've got the 2 teams, you've got the star players, you've got the referees, you've got everything else included. I think you're paying a fair amount here for those tiles. That's really going to eat into it, and the tokens as well. And the rule book looks great. It's going to be hardback, and I think the rule book for Blood Bowl are fantastic, and the Death Zone book is also really good. So high hopes for that book too. But if you think this is too much for you, then you can find rules for Dungeon Bowl really easy online. Just enter it in Google and it comes up straight away, and there's some great detailed rules. So if you wanted to play it, I don't think it'd be too much of a problem to put together some tiles, even just make some cardboard ones, use them from a different game maybe, and then use your existing players from teams you already have, and you could pretty much get stuck in playing it straight away. But if you do want the official set with the official rules and everything else, then this is going to be available to pre-order on Saturday. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helped you out. And thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page. And thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out. And you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description and it'll be great to see you there.